Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Real Economy Trucking Euro style here as we use a Real Economy mod and just enjoy Euro Truck Simulator 2. So, a couple things going on. You can see the job I've got highlighted. I am not trying to complete the Halloween event. In fact, I think it completes in a few days. Like, I'd have to go nuts to complete it because I think we need 13 deliveries or something. But it gives me a good amount of pay. It's leaving from Madrid. Obviously, Madrid's I think the capital city, if I recall correctly, of Spain. So not unexpectedly, lots of opportunity from there. So that's the reason I'm picking that job. The other thing I have my eye on is they did a gameplay trailer, which I have not watched, because really it's just gives you scenery and this, that, and whatever, for Greece. Typically what that starts to mean is we are close to release of a product once they do that. They kind of do that, then they go into the open beta, and then it's here. And I am just kind of barely keeping up with my Euro Truck Simulator, so I'm doing this one a few days early. But I'm in anticipation as well of maybe I'm going to want to get 4 or 5 episodes in the hopper, kind of like I did with American Truck Simulator, trying to finish the Cruising Arkansas event, because I'm also anticipating that Missouri is coming, and I'm still crossing my fingers and hoping we're going to have it before the end of the year. But we may have Greece, and we may have that, and what that's going to potentially turn into is here, because ProMods has to do a bunch of things, and we know what it was like when West Balkans came in, and I understand West Balkans was bigger, this, that, and the other things, so maybe it won't be quite as long, but at a minimum, I guess I'm less worried with the Euro Truck because I can just run on the old version until ProMods is ready. And then just basically, again, we don't see Greece for a while, and then it shows up like West Balkans did. But let's get going here. Alright. So I need to rest, and I need to get gas. I think I'll be able to turn here. So yes, we pulled that in. That's what we left. That's interesting, because yeah, it looks like I can go get fuel. Well, let's see where it sends us.
Turn right, and then turn left.
Okay. So kind of what I expected. So there's a fuel station with a rest stop over there. You know, you stopping in front of me doesn't really help me. Again, the joy of the AI. Okay. Whoa, I guess I hit the curb. It's keeping a little too far right. Okay, so this may work out because other than it wants me to go left, but I'm gonna go right and get fuel, and then we'll have it circle us around wherever it sends us.
Finding a new route. So
hopefully not too far. Again, the benefit of grabbing World of Trucks jobs here, although, now that I'm thinking about it,
ready to turn right.
I'm hoping this will work. Normally I don't do these because, yeah, they're potential problems, but we're gonna try it. We'll see if we can do it, because sometimes we can't drop them off. But anyway, let's get filled up here. It's gonna take quite a bit of our money, so this is definitely going to impact our profitability. Because, yeah, this is a big tank, lots of tanks. We don't fill up a lot, so we're kind of able to fill up, and then we're able to ignore things after that. Alright.
Turn right.
So, we're gonna stop here. There we go. Let's rest. Alright. So, we're just gonna head on out here. And the good news is we can turn immediately on the road, it looks like. So I was worried that it was like, oh no, we're getting on, you know, again, they don't call them interstates, I assume, in Europe, because you're not going between states, you're going through countries and whatever. But, okay. So now we should be able to get sent somewhere. We're either going to find a truck dealer or a recruiter, or both, honestly, as I see there might be 2 question marks there. There's definitely a truck dealer. So we've got man.
Get ready to turn right.
And then yes, around the corner we have a recruitment agency. That's pretty cool. So all kinds of unplanned benefits today, but
get ready.
And this is, you know, in Madrid, so not a bad location, but you know, if we ever get the point of hiring some folks
Turn right.
or more folks, because we do have a couple that we did with our loan, so that we are having multiple sources of income. Okay, so I assume it's going to have me go on the roundabout, and then again go turn left like it wanted me to, where I ignored it. But this isn't too bad, just going around a little bit.
Take the first exit.
Yep. So just rinse and repeat, and then I assume we're going to go over to, you know, across, then we'll go to the roundabout, and I assume then circle around and take the 3rd exit or 2nd exit, whatever it would be, that gets me over there.
At the roundabout, take the 2nd exit.
So yeah, you know, life's life. You know, always something going on, but you know, depending on where you sit in, you know, I think everybody knows I'm in the U.S., but depending on where you sit in our insanely divided political spectrum, we did not get the result we were hoping for in our election here, and so there is some significant concern with my family about
keep right and then exit right.
How things will be. So it's kind of always in the back of my mind, and one of the things we had been talking about is the U.S. really becoming a country that we need to really be nervous about, and frankly make decisions of, you know, long term, do we stay? We do have some friends who had relocated. They were going to relocate to Spain. Actually, it was family, I guess, but I said friends because for me, they're my wife's family, and so we had met with them, and I think at this point they have already executed their plan, but they were done, and they wanted to initially go to Spain, but it was a little more challenging, and so they decided to go to Portugal instead. So certainly when I loaded up this map, those things were in my head. Like, yep, I'm over here, and you know, maybe not that this is a realistic scouting trip, but you know, but it's like,
and then turn left.
Yeah, and I think that would be
turn left.
You know, if we're just kind of talking things through hypothetically and this and that, you know, the first thing to investigate would be
We are
something
finished.
like Canada. I think there's still some challenges with that. Again, just a quick look, because it was serious enough for certain members of my family that I kind of was like, all right, are we just being emotional, or are we serious? And I was told at this point we're somewhat serious. So I spent, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 minutes. It wasn't a lot of time. Just digging around, and certainly easy paths, probably anywhere, honestly, just because we're older, get a little more challenging. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to turn this into a political rant, but what it's turned into is, because I'm like mulling stuff in my head, I tend to be a lot less chatty in pretty much anything I've been doing. I played a couple rounds of my TGC tours, and then suddenly realized, like, there were times I wasn't talking for 5 or 6 holes straight. I was just swinging and playing, and, you know, thinking what I needed to there, but like my brain power was really on, all right, what's the reality, and what are we thinking about? You know, realistically, we're usually pretty level-headed, so I mean, I think we're
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
we're waiting and
Exit
seeing,
now.
but the concern from folks in the family is, what if things move so quickly that then suddenly we can't leave? You know, that would obviously be extreme, severe, but with the way things are going in the world, it's raising real questions, and I'm, you know, it's just kind of hard to deal with, because, oops, it's always like, do you hit escape? Do you hit M? But yeah, I would have never thought as an American that I would have been thinking about that. So that's, you know, kind of gives you the sorry state if you're a viewer from outside the U.S. Yeah, while about half the people are probably in a better state of mind, a lot of us are not in that better state of mind. And some are certainly probably more nutsoid than we might appear, but so anyway, I mean, we're several days out at this point, and at this point I'm just kind of watching announcements, and, you know, my guidance to my wife has been, well, you know, let's kind of monitor it. And yeah, we have in the back of our head, like, if suddenly things just really start going in a direction that we feel like suddenly things might, you know, choices may be removed, you know, maybe we have to make some hard choices, honestly. So hopefully it won't come to that, because there's not really a desire for me that, you know, either of us. I mean, we know we're not going to get policies that we align with entirely. I mean, I'm sure that, well, I'm hopeful there will be some things that we're like, okay, I mean, you know, and maybe even, hey, they're good. It's just the ranting and raving that he had been doing on the campaign trail. We don't want any of that stuff. I mean, I get all, you know, yeah, we need to fix our immigration system. Not the way he wants to do it, though. So I think it's really going to be horrible and take care of vulnerable people. I mean, we've talked about, I think I've, you know, made it pretty clear, like, I'm in Ohio, and, you know, one of the areas they attacked was a town called Springfield, where there's a lot of Haitian immigrants from Haiti, and they're here legally. They have temporary status, but when he was in office before, and you know, a lot of the followers and so forth, basically, unless you're a citizen, you're an illegal in their mind. I think when pushed, they would say that, oh, no, that's not, we don't think that way. They think that way because you can see it's the old actions speak louder than words. So, when they talk about deporting people and so forth, there's never been any discussion about, oh, we're going to, give people a chance to prove that they are legally here or whatever. It's nope. You're foreign, you're not a citizen. We're just going to round you up and throw you in the back of a truck and whatever. Which is just horrible. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. It's one thing to say, we have a problem, but solving it in an inhumane way is ridiculous. But that seems to be what people voted for. Again, all the voters keep saying we need to close our border. We need a strong border. They're not all we need to deport. We need to deport. I mean, I haven't heard that much coming out of people's mouths, but they voted for a guy who said that's a main part of his plan. So until he comes out and says, all right, we're taking a different approach, I think it's logical to assume that we should expect that's the approach. And so we were talking about that again because it's a direct impact to our state that we live in, not just in the country we live in. And I'm sure there's going to be other versions of this. I know there's towns in Florida where there's a lot of agricultural workers that would likely be caught up in this, whether legitimately or not. And they'd have a similar thing where you suddenly remove all these people that are doing all these jobs, and it's likely the economies of these towns and these cities are just going to be destroyed. And that's not being hyperbolic. I think in Springfield, which I think is a town of like maybe 40 or 50,000 people, I think there's 18,000 Haitian immigrants there. That's 30% of the people. And again, some of that 40,000 includes children who can't work, this, that, whatever. So it could easily be 50% of their workforce suddenly just rounded up and removed. How can any community deal with that on a short-term basis? So those are the kind of concerns we're dealing with. Is like, how bad are things going to get? Because again, those will have economic consequences, and other people will lose their jobs, this, that, because there's this belief like, oh, well then, there's all these other people. The reason those immigrants are there is because that town was dying and shrinking, and they needed workers, and they asked the government like, hey, we'll be happy to take some folks, and yeah, that's come with some challenges, but the community is fine, seems fine with it. But because it's become a political football, now it would be pretty difficult to not take what you were shining the spotlight on in your campaign, and if you go forward with these plans, it not being one of the first places you clear out, supporters would likely be questioning, where's our Trumpy? So, I don't know. That's as far as I'll go with it. But yeah, so it just more, like I said, it was more the more real thought than a week ago thought of, might we be contemplating moving out of the United States? So that's really what was on my mind. And again, clearly I can talk about that plenty because it's really on our mind. Just that. Just will we? What will it do to the companies we work for, and will that mean we're out of jobs? And how easy would it be to find something, and all this other stuff? So I'm trying to stay in the mindset of deal with what is versus worry about what could be. Because again, I've lived through 4 years of this guy in charge, and it was exhausting, and I'm not expecting it to be any less so. But the way I'm trying to adapt this time is let's just ignore the yammering and the potential threats and wait until something
right,
happens,
and then exit right.
and then we have to make a decision of exactly how we react to it and what that means that we do.
Exit right.
So, but that's the situation. Looks like we might actually be at our delivery point, so I knew it'd be relatively quick, because I wasn't picking things that are really long, to some degree just to be able to get some runs in. And also, again, shorter runs, I think overall, if I can do multiples in a day, things just tend to be a little more profitable. And so with the real economy thing, that seems to be the smarter way to do it. So it's like if I can do 2 or 3 little 2 or 3 hour jobs, and do that within one day, and get paid enough with each job or close to enough, because I have to make a 257 euro loan payment, basically around lunchtime. So it's like, you know, if I can take 3 200 euro jobs or something, then I'll make 600 euros and have to pay 257. But again, I also put 15 or 1600 euros of fuel in this truck, but I won't need to do that for quite some time again.
Get ready to turn right.
Alright, so I don't know if this is a grocery store we're headed to, because, you know, we are just bringing
Right.
Halloween treats, but that could be kind of anything. Whoa. Yeah, that retro game fair on the billboard, I think that's the current Steam thing. And I'm wondering if, like, American Truck Simulator, I mean, maybe even Euro Truck, I mean, they're both many years old, but I wonder if they're in that, and it's partially why they're advertising that. I don't know. Right, we can't exit there, but we can here.
Now.
And then we're turning here, and then immediately doing a U-E, or a U-turn, so without using the slang of the U.S., which is the U-E. Alright. We go around the back. It's almost like an office building, though. Well, but maybe I'm going to that warehouse. Yeah, we're just going around whatever this is. Never mind.
It was a nice ride.
Was it? Was it, though? Are you sure? Alright, so if I have to come turn around, this is a good place. We'll see what it looks like over there. Oh, weird. Are we going? Yeah, I guess we are going downhill. I'm like, the building is clearly, I can see more of the foundation. Alright, so I think this is actually okay. Because, yeah, it's a diagonal dock, and so I can kind of come in here and then try to back it up from that direction. Okay. So, not seeing any wheels turn. So it's more of the standard kind of trailer, similar to what I'd have in the US, where we don't have any turning axles on the back. But this should make it pretty straightforward. So yeah. So, you know, a little bit of a funk, to be honest. I've kind of been like numbish as far as, you know, do I work on some sim stuff? Do I not? So that's been a bit of what's been going on, and why things haven't just bounced back very quickly. Because I'm just less enthused about just jumping in. Alright, so we've become level 20. So we're going to have some upgrades here. Let's see. We don't really need... I'm going to go ahead and go with more just... Well, you know what? I was debating the eco driving before, because it does save fuel. Probably should do that, so I'll just keep doing that, because in real economy. So again, we did get 1 credit, but if I look at this, unless it runs some insane, yeah, see, it's just like another 9 days, so I'm not gonna bust my hump to do it, because like this worked, but I don't know that it will always work, because I've found that those with pro mods are a problem. So I think it's really been in American Truck Simulator that I've been using the World of Trucks jobs more often. But in any event, that one worked, made us a good amount. I mean, at least we can see our 7-day profit is still up at 5,000 euros, so that is good, because I was really worried with the fuel fill up that we'd have something, but I'm guessing my drivers probably did go ahead recently and do something. So let's see. Status on the road, 15 hours and 52. So my guess is he probably just delivered something. And I don't know if I can... Yeah, I mean, I don't know what day we're on, but he was day 59. See, she hasn't had a payment since day 55. So my guess is he just did this recently, and obviously that would be 883 euros, which is not a ton, but still something. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up, and as always, if you've enjoyed this but haven't dropped a like and are not a subscriber, please consider those things, and I will see you next time.